Hey everybody, this is the Utah Outcasts. We are a very much uncensored and unabashedly atheist show coming at you from the great and spacious state of Utah via podcast and YouTube. We strive to bring you some news you missed, have some fun with real audio, and oh so much more each and every week. For each topic that we find funny, infuriating, or just plain newsworthy, we make sure to consume each with as much skepticism and as much irreverence as legally allowed by our church-ran legislature, which they're going to be in session soon. Oh my God. I'm X, and I'm your host. This is episode number 75. And before we get into the show proper, let's meet our panelists for the evening and find out what they've been up to. So in no particular order, help me welcome in Kyle Steenblick and Felicia and Kyle. Good evening, you two.
Hey, hi.
This show is brought to you courtesy of our fans who support the show financially via Patreon. These paradigms of persistent pledging have restored my faith in humanity, if even for a few seconds, thanks to the fucking President Trump shit. God damn it.
It's just still not good.
It's not right, but we are going to have to trudge into it. We will, because that's our reality now. It didn't feel like it, but
wine.
Mm-hmm. So without further ado, let's give a little bit of applause to Robert Jones, Dan Ellis, Luis Cruz, Jeff Linville, and Janet Uter. Thanks to all these fine examples of humanity, more people have started to tune in, and we couldn't be happier. So thank you guys so very much. And a modicum of extra praise has to go to our patron of patrons, Danny Lopez, who we can all thank for delivering the axial tilt that we needed to get some snow here. And he did so via hip thrust. So thanks, Danny. If you want to help out the Utah Outcast but don't have the budget, a quick review or subscribe on whatever app you catch us on will surely help us out. So in return, you get a shout out, especially if we get a 5-star review on iTunes like we did tonight. If you give us a subscribe on YouTube or a follow on any of our social media, all of which you can find as Utah Outcast, and I have just barely started using Tumblr again, so keep an eye open there.
Oh, shit.
Hey, we'll fit right in there, man.
Tumblr.
We do have a new review on iTunes from Pella Helper, who says, "Thanks. I love this podcast, especially now. I can't listen to news, and you guys keep me entertained. 5 stars. Hooray. Thank you for that great review.
Thank you. That's very nice.
On Twitter, we have new follows from Taps, Atheist Strong, Ian Perkins 69, and Sarah Polton, who are following us this week. Glad to have you guys along for the ride. And I think that's about it. So what have you guys been up to for the past, 5 days since we did the last episode on Sunday, and now it's Friday? Oh, wait, sorry. You're listening to this on a Wednesday.
You're listening to this on a Wednesday, so then there will be other things that will have happened.
I know, the fucking Ben Carson news that we did last week. Like, immediately as the episode came out, I'm like, yeah, no, they pulled it.
I don't think I'm qualified.
Okay.
I better scratch that off the news list for tonight, then.
I'm sure we'll get to
it. Anyway, but let's make it personal. What do you guys been up to?
Well, Kyle and I, a friend of the show, and Sylvia, I'm not going to say her last name because I don't know, but she listens often. She gives us shout outs on Facebook all the time. She tells people about us, and I don't know, we should just give her a thanks, and we appreciate you listening, and we enjoy your conversation. Yeah, you're great. We appreciate you.
Made me feel a bit cheapened because I thought I felt special because I thought she was talking to me directly. I'm like, oh, how nice. And I find out she's talking to both you guys too.
She would have contacted you about your own thing. She just contacted me to say she said she liked my rant at the end of the episode last week, and that was very nice. So,
got a lot of feedback.
That's not the only time she's reached out to me, and she's a very nice and engaged and aware person. So it's been lovely to have you as an audience member.
Yeah, find us on Facebook. We will talk to you. We've even talked to creationists
Go ahead and send me a message. I'll tell you you're an asshole.
No. Oh, and if you are an asshole and you want to have that, we will read your full name on the air. And we will share.
We haven't got hate mail in a long time.
I know. I feel like we're doing something wrong. We haven't got hate mail.
I want some. I want that to happen.
It feels like we're not doing.
But not if you're faking it. Like, don't fake it, guys. Like,
yeah, I thought for sure we would got some hate right now for like us talking about white people the way we do, even though we're all white.
I know.
God,
I'm like, guys, we got it coming. We deserve everything that we say.
we're the worst, aren't we?
We are.
Oh, fucking white people.
Fucking white people.
White people.
I mean, less so white women, but still enough.
Yeah.
That it's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. The woman would say that, of course.
Yeah. I am.
Oh, wait. Now that it's the Trump presidency, I can tell you to go back to the kitchen. I heard William put up something the other day about you making a sandwich.
I did. So he's been bugging me since we've started dating. Like, he's like, you still won't make me a sandwich. And then he didn't even ask me for one. It was a fast day because I've started doing my fast days once a week again. And I was bored, and what I really wanted was a grilled cheese sandwich. And I'd made a 5-cheese mac and cheese earlier in the week, which
we heard about
fabulous.
that.
Yes. That's
except
point.
the patrons missed out on that. They lost that whole goddamn conversation. Sorry.
Oh God. Oh. Anyway, so we had some leftover Gruyere, Dijon mustard, and bacon in the fridge. So that's what I wanted, and I couldn't eat it, so I made him it instead.
I do that all the time.
like I want to eat this, but I can't. So somebody needs to taste it.
Somebody needs to eat this.
and then as I'm walking over, again, he hadn't even said it. He had not even made the joke. As I'm walking over, I go, there. Now you can't say I haven't made you a sandwich. And that's when he was like, oh yeah. That's when he posted to Facebook.
So. We are a petty bunch, aren't we?
Yeah. We are. Oh, man. So my busy weeks, I think have ended.
Yay!
Wow.
I know, for like at least a week. I like have a week of nothing. Well, very little. I still have lots of shit going.
I use these Friday recordings to catch up on all the extra projects I want to do because I can get all of the editing and everything done before the week begins. Mm-hmm. So like I'm not playing catch up at Monday at fucking 1:30 in the morning when I should be asleep.
Oh yeah, no, it's the shit on. There's the all the AOU gala.
Oh yeah. Planning.
There's all the end of year stuff that we're trying to get organized there. It's award season, so there are so many fucking screenings.
And there's the Trump presidency that we're worried about. And so
I'm not even choosing to worry about that. That is
just a general sense of doom hovering over all of the everyday things.
There is the general sense of doom, yes. But I grew up as a, mopey, emo-y, gothy teenager in Utah. So I'm kind of used to that. It's okay. It feels kind of like coming home. The sense of doom.
Yeah, it really is.
I can't relate. I am not a doom and gloom person. I am.
Here we go. Here we go. This is for you guys. Where is it? Play. God damn it. Play.
Now, let us rain some doom down upon the filthy heads of our doomed enemies. I gotta sing the doom song now. Doom, 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 doom.
For people that remember Invader Zim.
God. Yes.
Oh my God. All my friends in high school wouldn't stop talking about Invader Zim, so I cannot forget it.
I got in trouble at work with one of my best friends because we sang the Doom song. It was like 2 a.m. and we worked in a call center. We're doing tech support in the middle of the night. And we had a manager yell at us because we sang the Doom song for 20 minutes straight.
The only thing that sucks is I made work for myself right now.
Murdered you.
I'm gonna have to go.
Murdered you.
I'm gonna have to go find that video clip and put it in the intro now. God damn it. So anyway, if that's everything that we've been up to,
no, it's
what else?
Everything that I've been up to. So I went and saw the Fantastic Beasts movie. I know, and I'm not going to talk about it here because
because we talked about it on the Patreon episode.
We talked about it on the Patreon episode, and if you really want to know what I thought about it, if you want to see me,
if you want a good Patreon episode this week, if you want a good one, if you have been waiting for the time when we're like, is it a good, like, should I be a patron? Yes, this was a good.
Yeah, because we talked Fantastic Beasts for like 15 minutes and then we did 20 minutes of Shakespeare. So
yeah. So if you happen to want to like see me like verbally, well, literally like jizz on the screen about this movie, Go to Watch, Play, Read and read my review there.
Doth mother know thou wearest her drapes?
I was so happy with it. But I had to pick on it a little bit. But that one made me happy. And then Monday I was on the Godless Revolution, and we talked to New Name Noah for quite a while. So that was a really interesting, fun conversation. And then we went off on Trump for
man.
For a long time.
Hurry up and put that episode out, Dan. God damn it.
Yeah, I want to listen to that one.
That episode out. Yeah, that's going to come out pretty soon. Sometime this week. That's fine. Oh, and then just like work so much.
Fucking work.
Shit.
But let's not get into that. Let's get now we've got all this out of the way. We're going to go ahead and get into our first segment of the week. It's time for News You Missed, where we bring you headlines that you might have missed out on or we feel that deserved a lot more attention than they got. So here we go. The first one that we have up for you guys is, and a couple of these are from Raw Story. You guys can find the links in the show notes and everything. But the Texas Tea Party there's a Texas Tea Party senator that's proposing a bill that would out LGBTQ youth to their parents.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
God damn it.
How?
So, yeah. Well, how? Yeah. How exactly?
So, a Tea Party state senator, Connie Burton from Texas, has added to the list of anti-LGBTQ legislation after filing a bill that would force educators in public schools to disclose their students' sexualities to their parents.
No.
No. So, Senate Bill 242, I think of front 242.
But school faculties actually have confidentiality rules too already.
Oh yeah, but they want to get rid of those.
But like unless the kid is in danger or confesses to having sex with somebody who is over 18, apparently. Yeah.
So Senate Bill 242.
Then the parent, then they can't report anything to the parents. It's all private.
This bill notes that personal information about a child, including their gender identity and sexuality, must be disclosed to their parents. Otherwise, educators risk facing disciplinary action. Why? According to the bill's language, parents are entitled to all records relating to the child's general physical, psychological, and emotional well-being.
Nope.
I want my kids to be their own people. I don't need to know every fucking thing about them.
Yeah, no, that is...
And that's actually legally false. We have HIPAA.
Yeah. So LGBTQ,
their physical well-being, especially in high school, is protected.
Yeah, but since they're minors, you're entitled to that stuff as their parents. And so.
No. After the age of 12, certain things are started to be protected by HIPAA, and after the age of, I think it's 14 or 15, I can't remember. Pretty much all things told to the doctor, unless they're dying, is not accessible. So if kids get an STD test, that's protected by HIPAA.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. You're talking about them being forced to disclose it, but if you're in the same room,
no, they're only forced to disclose it if it's entered into the record. Yeah. So you're going to find a lot of cases, and I would imagine that there are already a lot of cases where they don't. Why would they enter that kind of stuff into the record anyway?
Doctors don't ask that question anymore.
Doctors won't go.
No,
gay.
Doctors don't. Teachers don't enter that kind of stuff.
That's not
records.
And then it's a subjective. I've witnessed behaviors that I think are gay, but I used to do kind of gay things with to impress boys. It's not like I liked girls or anything.
Yeah, that's not the kind of thing that they.
Yeah.
That's not noteworthy anymore. I'm sorry.
So LGBTQ youth in Texas run the risk of being placed in, quote, reparative therapy programs, otherwise known as conversion therapy, which is administered on the basis that homosexuality is a mental health issue. So
no. There is no.
Because they are currently working on the bill that will prevent city, county, and political subdivision from adopting or enforcing anti-discriminatory platform or protections based on a basis not contained in the laws of the state. So they want to have their whole, well, how dare you tell us that we can't say fags are terrible people,
Well, good news.
Yeah.
This could be something if passed, which I don't think it will. I know it's Texas, but
well, it's Texas.
Second, it'll probably get taken to a court, and if it does, then it will, like, even a lower court would probably find this in violation of rights to privacy and would strike it down. And I mean, it's unsubstantiated, right? Like, a teacher doesn't really get to determine whether somebody's gay or not.
Yeah.
Well, I can almost guarantee you the ACLU is already all over it.
Right. And then if it does somehow, by some horrible series of events, make it to the Supreme Court, even with a Trump appointee, there are the 5 seats that have been very good on gay rights issues, and I guarantee that they will still strike this down.
Yeah, you can still ignore Scalia with that kind of thing because
we've got Roberts, and he has a great history on LGBT issues for the most part.
As much as I don't like Roberts, he falls on the right side of the rational thinking, more often than not.
Well, and I want to reassure everybody out there listening right now that even though we have Trump as president and we have a cabinet being assembled which resembles the fucking the Council of Doom, it looks like it's going to be Legion of Doom, not Council. Like, was it Council? Fuck, I don't remember. Anyway, but it's looking really bad. But the thing is, the government is a gigantic bureaucracy. Changing a couple of people at the top, may shake it up a little bit, but it's not going to completely derail how business as usual is performed.
No, and you also have, separations of power and checks and balances.
Yeah.
So there are nobody has complete control.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Felicia, but really though, because there is, with certain powers that have been handed over to the presidency, and the fact that the Republicans haven't really stood up to Trump at all. I mean, there really is some very real potential for fascism, like real fascism.
They're absolutely.
I'm talking Nazi Germany level fascism, like really real bad.
Yeah.
But this one particular issue, I don't see being a target point, and it's going to be very, very hard for Pence's dream of LGBTQ oppression to be enacted, just because he doesn't have the support of even enough conservatives to do it. So
I know who he does have support of, and this is segue into a good news item that we have for you guys here. Phil Robertson. You remember that guy, the camo-clad jihadist, the American Christian jihadist. Duck Dynasty is facing its last season. They are finally entering into their 11th and final season. The Robertson family has made it known that after 5 years, they will no longer be airing on A&E.
Yay! Hopefully their platform's going away.
After 5 years, we decided that as a family for this to be the final chapter of the series. Yeah, because I bet you're tired of wearing that fucking camo stuff, and you're tired of having the beards, and you're tired of
fucking yuppies.
Yeah, they're so goddamn yuppies, and they're pretending to be this folk hero group. It's
amazing.
I know. So I'm just happy that show's finally going off the air. The only problem is we're going to see more Phil Robertson. I fucking know we are. He's going to be at every fucking convention. Because I follow guys like Tony Perkins and stuff, and they always
because he can make money off of it. I mean, and
I can't hate the man because I would too if I could.
Bit of money. It's not a little bit of money he's making off of it.
Family Research Council pays good for their speakers, I'm sure.
Yes, they do.
Let's see. Since we're talking Donald Trump anyway, how about the phone call that he had with Theresa May from the UK?
This shit.
His first conversation as president-elect with the UK's prime minister, Churchill talking to Truman, or who's before Truman? Truman took over after, was it FD? No, fuck, I can't remember. The guy that died while he was done in office during World War II. Roosevelt, there you go. So this kind of, conversation that's happening between world fucking leaders, Trump has a phone call with her, and he says to the prime minister, she should, quote, let him know if she swings by the United States. This is the actual quote. If you travel to the U.S., you should let me know, Trump told May, according to the UK paper The Independent. And the civil servants that worked for her were just aghast after they were leaking these transcripts revealing the conversation between the two. Particularly the president-elect's nonchalant approach towards inviting a world leader over to his country. They say it was bizarrely unpresidential, which
well, that's
look who voted in.
I'm shocked that Trump was surprisingly unpresidential.
No, the hell you say.
What?
So May is one of the first UK leaders to speak to Trump, though she trailed far behind the UKIP party. Fucking Nigel Farage. Ugh,
God,
that man.
Fuck
Who was
that
the proponent of the Brexit vote, who acted as the de facto Trump surrogate during the presidential election, where we thought, surely America, there's no way you could follow the UK in this thing. And we went, yeah, hold my beer. So Trump has hailed his win against Hillary Clinton as Brexit ×3, once again showing that he has no fucking clue what he's talking about.
Nope.
God damn it. No, he doesn't. He has no.
I keep waiting for someone to like play like a people that watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And know what I'm talking about there, where they play like a trap card where he's like, you fell into my trap, and he pulls out the find a way for this not to be reality. It's just like, can somebody just, I'm not advocating for anything. I'm just saying, can someone like find some old slip of law saying the president must stand on a fish while reciting the national anthem 3 times, otherwise he's not allowed to be president? Can we find something weird in the books like that?
Do you think he knows the national anthem?
No, absolutely not.
I don't think he does.
No. I don't think he knows most things. South Park did a really good lambasting of, what the Trump presidency is going to be like this week, because he walked into the Pentagon and he's like, oh, here's all the secret launch codes. Oh, geez, I can really use these. The next one that we have up for you guys is Raw Story, where they're talking about how Americans have given unprecedented millions to causes in Trump's line of fire. So thank goodness for that. Hopefully it's enough. So last week's election of Donald Trump sparked a flood of support, 2 weeks ago now, mostly through donations and memberships that numerous organizations call unprecedented. So nonprofits like the Sierra Club, which we have Andy I'm going to try to get Andy on the show. I don't know if maybe he'll want to come on. We'll talk to him about that. And the ACLU have received record numbers of donations in the last week. For some groups, more money poured in over a period of few days and than in full years in the past.
Yep. As a person who does fundraising, when you have a bad guy, fundraising goes way up. Mm-hmm.
So the first one that we have up is the ACLU. News
for my job market. Yeah.
The ACLU has received about 120,000 donations. That's totaling 7.2 million as of like a week and a half.
127,000 donations? Motherfuckers.
Yep, 120,000 donating over 7.2 million over like a 11-day period. So in less than a week,
done donating to a good cause.
It saw a 25% increase in Facebook followers, now up to almost 1 million, which is really fucking amazing. And
I just thought that, Mike's campaign, I thought our fundraising department did really well getting over 3,000 donors.
120.
Granted, those were all individual people, and Herbert only got 250 individual people. But
fuck you, Herbert.
Yeah,
Herbert.
Fuck you, Herbert. But also, I want that many donations.
So the executive director for the ACLU, Anthony Romero, said that Donald Trump will confront the strongest ACLU in the 100-year history of our organization, which is kind of cool. You're like, yeah, go get it.
Good.
National Organization of Women has received somewhere between 1,300 and 1,500 donations. More people than expected in the period of a few days who signed up for renewed and now memberships.
Thank you.
Now, an organization
made up of... I'm just saying thank you, people, for supporting.
An organization made up of hundreds of thousands of feminist grassroots activists seeking to achieve and protect equal rights for women received emails from people grieving and trying to make sense of what had just happened, because it's tangible. It's very fucking tangible.
I'm telling you, this one is particularly raw for women, I think. And I don't just mean like white women, because apparently we don't like ourselves.
Did you guys see Neil deGrasse Tyson's tweet that he put out today? Did you guys see that one?
No, I didn't. What did he say?
He said that when I meet President Trump, I'm going to grab him by the crotch. Maybe then I could talk to him about science. I was like, oh, that man.
That would be amazing.
Maybe then he'll listen to me about science because, you know.
That's what he respects. That's what he respects, right? Sexual assault. Yes, he does. It's, I think, I mean, particularly for women of color who are in the most need of women's rights.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Beyonce said something really moving. She said, no matter if we were white, Black, Latina, or anything else, no matter how much status we've gained, we've always been women. And no matter, we can be all those things, but we're still just women. And electing Hillary Clinton would be a huge step forward for all women. And I really that statement resonated with me.
Yeah.
And to not only just not elect Hillary, like the first woman president, which would have been it's half the population, you guys. Like,
and it still floors me that the percentage of white women was as high as it was. I was just
apparently we hate ourselves. But
I'm sorry, I'm white.
Sorry, I'm white. No, I'm not. I get to use my privilege as a platform for equality. Damn it. And it's not my fault. It's just genetics. What I
like that privilege. It comes in handy.
Well, Dave Chappelle would quit being black too. So, but for women of color, like, for women in this country right now, it's we have been just so disregarded by this whole thing. Again, not only do we not elect the first woman president, but we elected somebody who is so openly misogynistic and abusive and objectifying. And all the things we have been fighting against.
Yep. That's why when my wife was asking me about why do I care so much, what's up with all this stuff, and why did I put the rant that I put out there that I did, and I was like, I don't know. If you fight against something, I mean, you honestly give it everything you got. And I mean, we do a podcast. It's not like we're saying like it's the most important thing that we do, but I feel like it's very fucking, it's very fucking worthwhile. It's something. It's getting a voice to people, and we have an audience. So
it's what we've got.
Yeah, and so when the election happens, and what you've worked so goddamn hard at, trying to get the word out there, and you find out that people didn't listen, it's like, oh fuck. Like, yeah, I was mad.
You know what though? I think our listeners are the kind who are engaged, and I think our listeners. I mean, I heard from a lot of our listeners on not just directly to me, but some directly to me. And on Facebook, they post about voting, and they posted proudly about voting for Hillary. The ones that I'm friends with on Facebook. I mean,
even though that wasn't their favorite candidate, they still got out and voted for her because they realized that it was Hillary Clinton versus fucking Voldemort.
But even some people like me came around to go, you know what? The more I learned about her, I was wrong. And the more I learned about her, the more I actually really respected her and was proud to vote for her.
Yeah.
Like,
and sadly, the patrons missed that whole part where we talked about that for like half an hour too. God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one too, man. I lament when I miss audio. I lament when like something goes missing that was just fucking fabulous. So anyway, back to Planned Parenthood and everything. That was the next group that we're talking about. A few days ago, well, this is according to this article, the country's largest reproductive health care provider and resource had received almost 80,000 post-election donations.
Nice.
So
how many of those were in the name of Mike Pence?
21,000, I think, is what they came out with.
Nice.
So President Cecile Richards said that this is unprecedented. We will never back down, and we will never stop fighting to ensure that Planned Parenthood patients have access to the care that they need. People who come from communities that need our continued support in this new reality. It's sad that we have to call it that. Immigrants, people of color.
There is a cultural before Trump and after Trump. I mean, like if you listen to podcasts that like they're like, oh, we recorded before, and they just say before now. They just say there is the before Trump and after Trump's election. That is it. That is a moment.
Yeah, go listen to Atheistically Speaking with Thomas Smith. He had an episode where he had Eli Bosnick and Andrew Torres on, and they talked about it for 2 episodes, the whole election. And it was the most gut-wrenching thing to listen to the point where I'm listening to it on a run, and I have to stop and nearly stop myself from crying. I'm like, fuck.
There's probably going to be a point in time where our calendar resets.
Well, that's good. Let's get rid of July and August.
Well, no, we go from AD. we switch it to BT and
accurate
and AT.
Then?
Let's go for a more accurate calendar.
No more daylight savings. It's still fucking.
Let's make it decimal. Let's go off of decimal calendars and decimal hours and stuff. That'd be great.
We're gonna move to a metric calendar.
Why
Fuck
not?
You, America. Fuck you.
Well, it's going to be
as well, dicks.
It's going to be exactly like the Empire. So everything in Star Wars is measured before the Battle of Yavin, and everything after the Battle of Yavin. So if you don't know what that is, that's when the first Death Star got blown up. So
I didn't know that.
So Rogue One takes place in BBY before the Battle of Yavin, and then everything after that, so Empire and everything on is ABY.
ABY, yeah.
Nerds, fucking nerds. Anyway, so let's see. The Sierra Club, which we were just talking about, the group's largest, the nation's largest environmental protection organization, sent an email to potential donors asking for help. The group saw more than $100,000 come in over a period of 18 hours.
That's amazing.
Well, yeah, when you see who the new Secretary of the Interior is maybe going to be, yeah.
And so
oh my God.
By the end of that week, the Sierra Club had added more new monthly donors in the time following the election. So within a week, they've received more donors than they had received in the entire previous year.
Mm-hmm. So this is good. Yeah, this is one of the big ways that you can affect change.
And everyone, please keep donating. If you can, do monthly donations.
Yes. Yeah.
Keep this up because don't let this be like blood donations where you're like, I gave after a tragedy, which can cause shortages later because blood only keeps for 42 days. This money will go surprisingly fast. Please, please keep up the donations. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm giving to organizations that I support. Right. I expect every one of our listeners to pick one charity. Any one of them, any one of the ones that we named here or other ones that you have vetted as being good with their money and are going to put it to the proper things. Any one of them. I don't care if you're giving a penny. Let's
put it this way. If you're a constant Amazon user like I am, you can do Amazon Smile and pick the organization you want the money to go to. And it's considerable. It's not like just like a penny or two here or there. It's like dollars.
It's pretty good, and you can switch it up and change it whenever you want.
To multiple ones, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that might be federal employees, I'm not talking about anybody here in particular. We have no idea what you're talking about there. We do not represent the views of anything like that.
There are all sorts.
I don't know any federal employees,
but there is a thing called the Combined Federal Campaign, which I know they come to your desk and they ask you to donate because it comes out pre-tax.
Mm-hmm.
And so more money goes to good than having to give out of your own bring home money. So.
And then
and they take it out of your paycheck broken up over the 26 pay periods. So
a lot of businesses do this as well, allow you to give straight from your paycheck. So talk to your HR about that.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you think to yourself, there's no way that I can, this is not us asking for like extra patronage on here or anything, because that comes out of your own spending money.
Right.
But there are actual organizations you can donate to and have those be charitable donations that come out pre-tax, and then you get to claim it on your taxes. So
and right now is crucial. It is crucial that we support these. We support minority organizations, women's organizations, Planned Parenthood, environmental and social help organizations. Those are the ones that are the most in jeopardy, and those are the ones we need to support right now.
Yeah, definitely give money to PFLAG. Give it to GLAD. Give it to anybody that any kind of marginalized group.
ACLU is a big one. ACLU is going to be a big one. They are. Did you see the full page?
Yes.
Open letter to the president-elect that they put in the New York Times.
I've decided that I'm going to give the lifetime membership as soon as I can afford it to American Atheists. I'm going to give the lifetime.
That's another really good one that's going to protect secular and and if you talk about fascist regimes, and this includes the Nazis, guys, they do tend to pick a religiosity that they favor. and they will justify their oppression through religious measures. Anyone who tells you the Nazis were atheistic or secular are lying to you. They were not.
Yeah.
They were Christian.
Just look at their belt buckles.
Yeah, that was specifically because, and it wasn't like they were informed by Christianity. I really don't see their just like Trump isn't a fucking Christian.
No.
But they can use that to justify and embolden people to support them. So the Christianity can be used against you. So American Atheists is another wonderful organization to support.
Well, and because
which is going to be necessary.
We very much believe, and this goes for all three of us here, that atheist causes are LGBT causes. Everything that is secular involves pretty much every group that we support. There's a lot of people out there like, oh, that's not what atheism is. Fuck you. I understand that atheism is a non-belief in something, but it's also a well-informed decision that, if everybody's going to be treated fucking equal, everybody should be treated fucking equal. And that means everybody.
No, I mean, if you're going to be a skeptic, you have to see the obvious signs. I mean, there's studies after studies about oppression and the effects religion has on people and the way that religion can cause these issues and can be used to be an oppressor. I mean, every atheist has known in some way or another some form of oppression. So stop pretending like the other ones don't exist, because you don't.
Right.
No,
we're just lucky enough that our closet doesn't show. That's the
thing. You can't spot us by looking at us.
I could fake a Christian pretty goddamn easily.
Yeah, and
since I was one.
And if you're somebody who's not in a position where you can donate to any of these causes,
give time.
You know what? Even if you take 5 minutes every month to call your local elected representatives and you call their offices
or write a letter. That's also
handwritten letter.
Writing letters does not work. They get too many letters to actually pay attention to. But if you call their offices, they have to acknowledge it.
Yep. Even if you do get just the aid that's in the office.
Yes.
Imagine your call.
It's documented.
Imagine your call teamed up with hundreds of other calls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole saying, straw breaking the camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the votes. Like, you think your vote doesn't matter. Well,
there's also going
guess
to
we
be
learned that lesson.
There's going to be some major phone banking and canvassing efforts that are being proposed and put forth. Please take time to look into those efforts. And then let us not forget there are elections in 2 years.
Yes,
for Senate and the House of Representatives.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, there are people who are going to start declaring very soon. It can take 2 years to run a campaign, so get behind your candidates. Offer to host a fundraiser.
Oh, hey, Bernie Bros, how about you actually attend the fucking DNC meetings? The policies being decided.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, you know what, Bernie Bros, you don't have to. You can stay home, asshole. You're not helping, is what I'm saying. No.
Yeah, but you can't bitch about the process if you're not involved with it. That's what I'm trying to say.
You can host fundraisers.
Yeah.
You can you can do phone banking and canvassing. I mean, these are hard jobs that it's hard enough to find people to pay to do these jobs, let alone get volunteers. So it's going, and these things work. Canvassing works. Phone calls work if we do enough of them. So if you want to be a part of the solution, be a part of the solution. Phone banking and canvassing are free. They're just a little bit of your extra time on your days off. So,
and I've seen kids doing it. So, goddamn it, do it. And the thing I want to give a little bit of props to Utah for. Even though the majority of the voters here voted for, in my opinion, the wrong candidate, even though he was not the moral one, you fucking hypocrites.
Yeah.
We did have a turnout in this state, like overall of like 80% in a lot of the counties that we have. That's fucking amazing. You know.
Well done. I'm going to, and feel free to snip this out if you want, but I am going to implore people in Utah to remember that the candidate that you did support, McMullen, ended up assisting in a Trump win. Mm-hmm. Had you voted for Hillary would have won the state, and that could have had an impact.
Mm-hmm. A bit. He wouldn't have been as much of a landslide.
A bit. but that applies for all third-party voters. But remember that you don't have to support everything. And if you're pro-life, you can still fight that issue. Like, no one president is going to have power over that. Being a one-issue voter doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Especially when we have case law and its precedent. You know, Roe
I'm
v.
telling
Wade.
I'm telling you that I would have voted for. It had it been Trump versus Jeb, would have voted Jeb. Like, not if Hillary was not an option. I'm saying if it was Jeb versus Hillary, I would have voted Hillary. But if it had been Jeb versus Trump, would have voted Jeb. If it had been Carly Fear fucking Marina, I would have voted for her.
She killed her daughter.
Ooh, what if it? Oh God! Don't make me think of like nightmare matches.
Situation. Yeah.
What if it was Ted Cruz versus Trump?
See, that's where I start to struggle.
Yeah. That's where you set yourself on fire and you go, fuck.
I don't know that if he would have been like an absolute fascist, authoritarian, white nationalist, though.
I couldn't look at him,
Cruz?
though. I couldn't watch
Yeah.
that pile of gelatin talk to the camera. It's not like the shit Gibbon's doing any better, but...
Yeah, well...
Look, I would feel really gross about that, okay? It felt real gross.
Yeah. That would be... I'm glad that's something that would never happen. I'm glad that's not something we have to think about.
Moving back into the news, let's Reverend Jesse Jackson wants President Obama to pardon Hillary Clinton.
What?
Preemptive pardon.
All right, I've heard
Preemptive pardon, because Trump is the whole, I'm going to get a special investigator to go after and be like, sorry, bitch, I got a pardon.
And also, no, she's been found not guilty. Like, she's not only been not found not guilty, she's been found so not guilty that they didn't even press charges. You guys, like, that is a big fucking deal. Not you guys, but like people listening. Like, that means she hasn't done anything illegal.
But this makes sense historically because Gerald Ford did it for Richard Nixon.
Because Gerald Ford was an idiot.
Yes, he was. But stopping short of saying that Clinton did anything wrong, Jesse Jackson told a large crowd of, I don't know why anybody listens to Jesse Jackson, listen to the University of Michigan students, faculty, and administrators gathered at a day-long celebration of his career that Obama should short-circuit President-elect Donald Trump's promised attempt to prosecute Hillary Clinton for use of a private email server. He says, quote, "It would be a monumental moral mistake to pursue the indictment of Hillary Clinton." He said issuing the pardon could help heal the nation, just like Ford's pardon did of Nixon. And I say no, because all it's going to do is be like, see, we knew she was guilty. We knew.
Right. You're muted again, Felicia. Yeah. But you can't.
You're legitimizing the claims.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're legitimizing the claims. And also, you can't. And part of the reason you can't, he can't do that is because Gerald Ford did that. They no longer have the mechanism to issue somebody a pardon when they have not been charged and convicted of anything.
Right.
Can't do it. That's why it makes me crazy. All the people saying that President Obama needs to issue a pardon for Edward Snowden.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, you can't because he has not been charged.
He has to go through the system before he can be pardoned for something.
Right.
Which means he actually has to face up to his crimes. And sorry, I know people out there that are Snowden apologists, and I get it. I honestly do. But he broke some serious fucking crimes. He made my job a lot fucking harder. A lot.
You see, I still don't feel like I have enough. I do understand.
We'll talk about
that in the future more. Yeah, we'll get more into that in the future because that could clog up the show for another 30 minutes. So
that's fine.
The last one that I have up here is the corrections department for us that Ben Carson is not going to be accepting a role in the Trump administration. And we kind of talked about it a little bit in the intro there. So a close friend and manager of Ben Carson, Armstrong Williams, said Dr. Carson was never offered a specific position in the administration, but everything was open to him. Dr. Carson feels he has no government experience. He's never run a federal agency. The last thing that he would want to do
he ran for president. God damn.
Was to take a position that could cripple the presidency.
Even you know, I have really kind of said this before. I've said this a couple of times in a couple different places, but it is hilarious how many people are abandoning Trump. And how many people are just saying, I don't want to work in this administration.
Because they know that anybody that touches this administration is going to... Oh, you notice that the only people he's picking right now have the huge fucking records. They have huge records. They have huge black spots on their records. Man. So the op-ed that the
convention eventually. I'm sorry. I'm going full Godwin. I am terrified. And I have historical presidents be terrified. Okay, This isn't just.
So the last little quote that this person has in the article, and this is from the writer themselves, says, "I think we can breathe a sigh of relief for only a moment. Trump's administration is going to be horrific, but at least we can count one lunatic out." It's sad that we have to live in this world. God damn it.
God damn it.
Anyway, that's enough for the news. We are going to jump into our monthly segment, The Game, coming up tonight. We will be doing multiple choice Muslim this week.
Oh, God. We're going to do so bad.
I went to that Islamic prayer center that one time.
Yeah, no, this one's going to be fun because I actually had time to write this time instead of, just taking the test. So it's going to be fun. Catch us in a second. This is Utah Outcasts. Welcome to Multiple Choice Muslim, where we're all going to get fatwas declared to us after this one, I'm sure. We're going to offend somebody's sensibilities out there.
Already.
But this is going to be great for the YouTube crowd. Like, why do you guys always talking about Mormons? Why are you guys always talking about Christians? What about them Muslims? Like, okay, you're getting that this week. So shut the fuck up.
Them. Yeah.
We gave you Scientology a couple weeks ago too. So I mean, come on, man. We're trying. We're trying to cover all bases here.
Next one, can we do Catholics though?
I tried. I had gone like fuck. I looked at least 3 or 4 PowerPoint slide presentations of catechism stuff.
Yeah, don't go full catechism.
I'm like, it was bad. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go Muslim. That's easy. I can do this one.
Why? Because Catholics keep changing their story?
Yeah, no shit. So I'm gonna declare as the game show host here. I'm actually gonna keep tally this time. So we have I'm gonna keep a little paper here with a K for Kyle and an F for Felicia, and I'm gonna do tally marks. So Kyle, you're gonna be first because that's just how it rolls. I flipped a coin before doing this. That's exactly what I did. Where the points are made up and where the games are all made up and the points don't matter. Anyway, Kyle, in Islam, the supreme central focus, maker of everything and everyone, and authority over literally every single thing you do, except all that bad stuff, because an all-knowing, all-powerful, all-loving can't possibly be responsible for everything that we've done. This thing's name is A, Allah, B, the Q Collective, C, Shaitan, aka the original word for our modern day Satan, but for some reason comes back into play when the Zen Sunni people settle on Arrakis and become the Fremen. Or D, Shai Hulud. My Dune people are going to love this one. So, yeah, broke Kyle.
Shai Hulud.
Shai Hulud.
Shai Hulud. That is Allah.
All right, great. You got that one right there. So, Felicia, now it is your turn.
All right, let's do this.
What is the most populous Muslim country in the world? One where public caning still happens, women shaming still occurs, legal rape, honor killings, etc., etc., etc. Our ally against Wahhabism for some weird fucking reason, the Wahhabist state of Saudi Arabia? How about Indonesia, where everyone is literally packed elbow to asshole and you can't escape the swamp butt even if you use talc? Pakistan, aka that country where Babu from Seinfeld is from, where he's like, go ahead and open the Pakistani restaurant. You've ruined me, Jerry. Or America's 52nd state, Iraq.
It's Indonesia.
Yay, there's a point for Felicia. So it's tied 1-1 right now. Kyle, back to you if you can handle it. The word Islam means A, I'm a scared white American. Why the hell do I need to know your foreign words, you damn darky? How dare you try to teach me and mine them other ideas? This is a Christian nation where I can fuck my kin if I want to. Get out of here, you goddamn Obama lover.
That was amazing.
B, Surrender to God, aka Swiggity Swooty, I'm coming for that booty. Yay, God. C, this is a satanic religion. Where were they coming to declare Sharia law against all us Americans? Or D, that we're all dangerous Islamophobes for trying to assign a label to something that means something else to each person in that wondrous religion of peace.
I'll take Swiggity Swooty for
And you are correct, Kyle. You have 2 points for Kyle.
Literally. Swiggity swooty.
I'm coming for that booty. Yay, God. All right. Felicia, number 4. What is Sharia? A way for them Muslims to come to America and tell me that I can't smoke ribs during their Ramadan.
Only during daylight hours.
B, my new age daughter's first name. Or sorry, my new age neighbor's daughter's oldest kid's name. C, one part of the chorus for a wonderful Clash song, Rock the Casbah. Or D, an archaic form of Muslim law that still keeps women in their damn place and kills all that try to leave their wonderful religion of peace.
The religion of peace where women are objects. That's D.
Yeah.
It's D.
D, correct. Kyle, number 5. Muslims calculate time from the migration of Muhammad. Hey there, Muhammad. And his followers to Medina, called the Hijrah, which took place in which year? A, who the fuck knows? It's all wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff anyways. B, last Tuesday, and don't you dare tell me that I'm wrong, because my religion of last Tuesdayism says I'm right because that's how I feel. And feelings are super duper important. You have C, 622 CE, because sometime in the far future, this answer might save your life or win you some sort of trivia contest. Or D, 33 AD.
A trivia contest like this contest? I'm just saying.
The same year that Christ supposedly bit the big one, or didn't, depending on which Abrahamic religion you ask. Your answer, Kyle.
Whew.
You guys have to breathe.
Whew.
I am going to start singing Jeopardy, and that's annoying as shit, so answer the damn question.
Okay, I'm going to go with D.
Oh, you are incorrect. It is 622 CE, because that's an oddly exact number. So, Kyle, you missed your points on this one. Yeah.
God damn it.
That is when Muhammad and his followers went to Medina. So, funky cold Medina. No, that's a different song. That's a different Tone Loc song. Sorry. Oh, I'm old as shit. So, Felicia, what is one of the 5 pillars of Islam? A, beheading infidels who insult Islam. B, moving to Europe in huge numbers.
Oh, that's mean.
C, make a pilgrimage to Disneyland because Mickey Mouse is in fact Allah. A lot of people don't know about that one. Or D, giving alms to the poor, but then lording yourself over them because we know that rich people are the best people.
Okay, you added on the commentary on the end, but it is giving alms to the poor.
I have to make it somewhat easy. Rock the Casbah, indeed. Let's see. Kyle, number 7. What is the prayer or religious leader in a mosque called? A, Master Sheikh, that Canadian kid, Caliph you? No, that doesn't work. Caliph. You have C, Imam, aka the newest invention from Apple, IMAM, guaranteed to bring you to your knees and radicalize you. Or D, do you know the Mufti man? He lives on Drury Lane.
If it's bringing me to my knees, it better come with a whip.
Indeed. So it's a Sheikh,
you don't
Sheikh,
need a whip.
Caliph, Imam, or Mufti.
It's an Imam.
It's more fun.
Oh, there you go, Kyle.
Well, not a whip. Whips hurt.
Uh-huh.
You gotta use a flog.
It is Imam.
Flugger.
Oh, those are fun too.
I'm not going to let you guys drag me into this.
You shake it up. You shake it up. Like
you shake it up. But
then 1 second it's like, that's a lot of stimulation. And then the next thing is like this metal thing that's like pokey. And then the next thing is tickles. And then the next thing is trailing off.
Yeah, but when you use a flogger, you get to go.
Whatever the fuck that was.
Your wife is a lucky.
That was really, really my imitation of the 8-bit Frogger sound that I vaguely remember.
All right, Felicia. What is something that is lawful and permitted in Islam called?
Oh, good God. Okay.
You have A, haram, which is funny because that's the root word for Harambe. So fuck you guys. He died for our sins. He ruined the election. Fuck you, Harambe. You have B, halal. You know, the exact same thing as kosher, where you have to kill and drain animals a certain way and all sorts of other fucking nonsense that, you know, is going to be hard for you to sell food products unless you have that stupid label on it. C, Haji. You know, that kid from Johnny Quest, that adopted kid between Race Bannon and Dr. Quest, because Quest already had a genetic kid with Johnny already. So they needed their own child. That's what they needed to make their marriage complete. A lot of people don't know that about Dr. Quest and Race Bannon.
It's terrible.
And D, jihad, because sure, why not include this as a potential answer, even though everybody knows what this fucking word means? Haram, halal, haji, or jihad.
Okay, so it's not jihad or haji. It's halal.
Ah, correct. Good job.
Yeah, because I was actually looking up halal recipes today because our friend of the show, Rena, has moved to an area of Brooklyn where there's a bunch of Middle Eastern grocery stores there. So she's like, I need to learn how to cook halal to be able to do this. So I found an appetizer, a dinner, and a breakfast recipe for her, and they all sounded fabulous. I mean, fabulous.
It's not. Yeah, it's surprisingly easy. It's not difficult.
FYI,
it's all there, so it's not like she has to halal. It's just with like I found one that was like phyllo dough cups stuffed with sauteed
goat
mushrooms
cheese
and goat cheese.
That sounds good. I want that for breakfast tomorrow. Fuck.
I want to eat that forever.
Just an FYI, haram is the opposite of halal.
Right. I was like, I swear in my religious learning when I was doing all like that haram was the sin.
Yeah, absolutely haram.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna find your bacon.
Yeah, like Boko Haram, you know.
Yeah.
So the book is evil kind of thing. All right, number 9, Kyle. The Quran acknowledges which prophets from Judaism and Christianity, aka makes the Quran essentially the return of the Jedi in the trilogy of Abraham. Is it A, Abraham, the dad who was told by God to kill his son and was literally going to do it until an angel went, psych, dude, we're just fucking with you. Know your place, bitch. Know your place. You know, pretty much exactly how Negan treated Rick this season. You have B, Adam, or God, as the Mormons used to believe during Brigham's reign. You know, not kidding. Look up the God-Adam hypothesis. You have C, Jesus, or as the Muslims know him, Isa. Like a shitty Mario impersonation introducing themselves as, it's the me, Mario. Or D, all of the above.
Ooh, tricky.
Yeah, we went up. There's an inclusive one. There's all of them this time.
There's all of them.
Abraham, Adam, Jesus, or all.
I'm gonna say all.
Correct. Anytime a test gives you all of the above, it's pretty much guaranteed.
Interesting fact. Hinduism acknowledges Jesus as an incarnation of Vishnu, and Buddhism acknowledges Jesus as a Buddha.
And I still refuse that he was a person.
Yes. And interesting fact number 2, all of those revelations came after the formation of Christianity.
The fuck you say?
Amazing.
No, it's so weird.
One of my favorite historical anecdotes is that when missionaries were trying to convert a bunch of Native Americans, the Native Americans would go to the Christian churches and do that and then keep doing their religion. And they'd be like, no, just ours. And they're like, no, like that too. Yeah, it's fine. Like, yeah, obviously. Like, yes, that too. Mm-hmm.
All right, Felicia, this one's for you. Number 10. What is the holy month of fasting for Muslims called? Is it A, Smarch, one of my favorite Simpsons made up months?
Okay, so
B, Frabius Day. You know, the one where the Mad Hatter dances the what the fuck is it? I can't remember the name of the...
no, it's not the Jabberwocky was the dragon thing.
Yeah, but I have that in the notes here. Like,
it's a thing.
You know, the same day where Alice will behead the Jabberwock. It's not Jabberwocky, you fucking plebes. That's the name of the poem, you bitches.
Haven't Bendish Day?
That might be it too. But no, what is the fucking dance he does? The stupid one where his head spins at the end. You had me until then, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was where it lost me too. Okay, moving on.
Anyway, C, Ramadan. Not to be confused with those shitty hotels that I find myself staying in sometimes.
Ramada.
D, July or August, because fuck you, Romans. Why not just go ahead and throw 2 more months into the year to fuck up the name number concept that we have out there? September, October, November. It's 7, 8, 9. December, 10. Fucking, oh man, that pisses me off. I hate looking at dates and calendars and shit because I'm like, Thursday is Thor's day. I'm like, Friday is about Frigga. Saturday is Saturnalia. Like, come on, guys. Not Saturnalia, but Saturn's day, whatever the fuck you want to say. It's just this. Once you learn enough about fucking religion, you realize how much it just sunk into everything, and we've just decided to go with it. Anyway, your answer, Felicia. Sorry.
It would be Ramadan, which when it happens in the winter, they're very happy about. Because you fast during the daylight hours, and they mean fast.
Yeah. It's
no
like
water.
Anything. No water, no chewing gum, none of that shit.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, this one's kind of a gimme. I feel bad for using this one, but which areas of science did the Muslims contribute to the world? In which areas of science did they? A, algebra. B, chemistry. C, medicine. D, astronomy. Or E, all of the above. Seriously, nothing funny here. Just wanted to point out that when the Christians were living in the Dark Ages and were going through shit like the Spanish Inquisition and all the bloody popes, Islam was at least contributing to shit.
Yeah, all of the above. What the fuck happened?
Okay, no, here's what happened is they were actually in a historically low religiosity period. I mean, they still had their religion, but it was just kind of a thing they did, but it wasn't like their guiding principle to everything. Yeah. And they were doing these amazing discoveries in all of these scientific areas and artistic areas. And they were building up, they were doing architecture.
And they were working
with
other cultures too.
They did
it was incredible.
Yeah.
And then this one fucking imam said that science was anti-Islam, and then he started a fucking war eventually, and like just fucking ruined it all. Like,
yeah,
like they were amazing. You guys, they developed like pictures, like images, like captured images, almost like the flipping of the images and like moving, like movie. Like they started doing this shit.
All right, number 12, Felicia.
Remember, kids, the moral of the story is one person can change the world.
Quit saying no. I don't want to hear about that because the fucking Cheeto-haired shit-gibbon that's in office, man. Number 12, Felicia. Which of the following cities is not a sacred city for Muslims?
Oh,
A, Jerusalem. Because, hey, let's put all 3 big religious spots right next to each other in a mutually assured destruction type of way. B, Mecca, which is amazingly posh for a city that, where you can throw rocks at demons and die in a fucking stampede. C, Cairo, because Egypt. Or D, funky cold Medina.
Really, dude? Medina? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cairo, actually.
Oh, fuck, I thought you were going to go for that. That would have brought us to a tiebreaker.
No, Cairo's definitely not a holy city. And then I about said Medina, and then I was like, wait, you said Medina, and I know that's a holy city in Islam. So
yeah, not Medea, not like, oh lordy, I better get my children.
Oh,
not Medea,
fuck you.
Medina, which is also,
that's the joke I should have made.
Also a holy city in the Bible. So.
All right, so Felicia, you won 6-5 in this. But I'm going to give Kyle his chance to at least equal it out at the very end here because I did come up with 13 questions. Kyle, what does the word jihad mean? A, holy shit, are you threatening me with war? B, struggle, like Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf, my struggle. C, clean the toilet, you asshole. Or D, is it a William Wallace freedom cry?
Jihad!
Oh, God, as much as I wanted to say, are you threatening me? As much as I wish that. Are you threatening me?
Are you threatening me?
Oh, God. What was after that one?
You have a struggle or struggle Kampf means struggle. That one. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the Arabic version of Mein Kampf.
And Felicia, I'm sure you would have said the same one.
I would have.
So it'd have been whoever would have gotten to that 13th question would have come away.
I mean,
walking with it.
It's really Mein Kampf with bacon.
Without bacon.
I actually own a hijab. I mean, not that I wear it as one. It's just pretty.
You're probably gonna have to start pretty soon. I bet you Trump's gonna not want to look at any women's hair.
No. I will only have to start wearing one if I.
He just wants you to walk around like this, tits out everywhere.
Percentage.
Yeah,
that just pisses me off every time you get to do that.
It's just tits out, cover the face. Tits
hey Felicia,
out, cover the
Allahu Akbar. Bismillah.
Fair.
Yeah.
My nipples aren't any that they're not different. My nipples are not different from
and I know, and I'm pretty hefty at this time of my life, so I really do have moobs going
mine are
on. So
bigger than yours, but I think that's just more of a skin stretching issue than anything.
I think would be okay if you went and got a Sharpie and you put some drew some hair. you'd probably be okay.
That wouldn't look right. That would look terrible.
That's the difference.
Okay, I still need just in case William stumbles upon this. I still want him to want to fuck me, and and he doesn't have to deal with that, mostly because the scragglers that I get because I'm a mammal. I pluck that shit.
How do we get from Islam to tit hair? That's amazing.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Indeed. So that brings us to the end of the segment. We're going to jump into our award-winning Fun with Real Audio segment. It hasn't won any real awards. I'm just being funny here. Anyway, we're going to jump to that. See you guys in 1 second. Welcome back, and we're jumping into Fun with Real Audio, and I'm not even going to... Yeah, exactly. Fuck you, X. Because I'm bringing the pain today because unfortunately, we have Trump stuff to talk about. We have Gordon Klingenschmidt. We have Glenn Beck. We have Teddy Shoebat making a quick little appearance because that's going to be a short one. But the first one that we have up for you guys tonight is Pat Robertson.
Oh.
By himself, he's not talking to, and you're muted. So a whole rant is just...
You gave us a full fucking roster tonight, X.
And I start with Pat.
Yeah. You dick.
Well, because I realized something the other day. He is going to die soon.
Oh,
we can only fucking hope.
And there's
promising that for years.
And there's a part of me that's going to miss the old codger when he goes because
Stop.
It's like when you lose your enemy, your greatest enemy, you're like, what do I have to live for now? So that's exactly how I'm going to feel with Pat being dead. Okay. And with Glenn becoming woke, and he's not really, but anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, here's Pat Robertson. Oh, it'd help if I had the volume turned up.
The country would be wide open to the invasion of anybody who wants to come here. And once they're here, the working class of this nation have to supply them with food and clothes and shelter and education and all the other perks that go along with citizenship. This is just insane. No country would have to do that, but that's what these young kids want.
Oh, you fucking millennials. Oh, fuck you.
Oh, no.
Sorry,
we're going to have to make sure people have clothes and food.
We're going to have to make sure people that are in our country are treated like human beings. Oh.
Wait.
Like basic necessities, motherfucker. What the shit?
How very Christian of you, Pat.
Yeah. Are you not a fucking Christian? I'm sorry. Is that not a tenet of your faith?
You're going to have to provide these people with clothes and food. Yes, that is.
Oh, no. We have all these naked, starving people flooding into the country.
Didn't Jesus feed a bunch of people with one fish, you piece of shit?
Yeah, offered clothes off of his back,
Yes.
But we lost that technology. Can no longer replicate.
Once the Romans decided to nail him,
Thanksgiving feast, fuck you, staring out the window. Is that what we're doing now?
I got what I wanted. Yeah,
that's it. That's pretty much it now. No food for you migrants.
Yeah. All right, Pat, let's hear what you have to say.
And the idea of sanctuary, can you imagine how it was in the civil rights era when certain governors stood up against the federal government and said, we are going to maintain our Jim Crow laws, we're going to maintain racial disparity, and the federal government went in and moved against them and to stop that. And I think sooner or later, there's got to be a coming to reckoning with these guys who act like they're such big heroes. But we can't have little enclaves of illegal immigrants in various cities across the country. The immigration policy is in the federal government. We want as much as we can to have local control of our politics. It's much better. And to decentralize is a wonderful thing. But in terms of immigration, we have to have a unified policy.
No.
Wait, what? Hold, no. I'm tracking this shit back. Was that in favor or opposition to Jim Crow?
He's saying that the governors were supporting Jim Crow laws, and that's what he's equating that with sanctuary cities when they are so diametrically opposed. You know,
I don't.
Someone needs to teach Pat how to make a comparison because
and
that's
then,
not.
And then and then he said something about centralization is good, but then we need to not.
You know, the guy that's been railing for the last 8 years against President Obama, saying that, you know, states' rights are coming into play. Christians should be able to live their conscience and everything. But now he's saying, oh, the federal government, you need to listen to them. Fuck you, Pat.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't understand any of his arguments.
No, his arguments make absolutely no sense. But really, what it comes down to is he does not care for the immigrant people.
Immigrants.
He does not like the immigrants.
What I'm seeing with a lot of the right wing stuff that's coming out, and man, it's coming out hard, is that there's a lot of people that were sprinting for third base, you know, getting ready to round the bases to come home, that got caught in a pickle, and now they had to pivot on a 30-mile-per-hour foot, you know, to turn and try to go the opposite direction. And it's not working. Some people are breaking their fucking ankles, just like Pat is right here, where he's like, you know, Obama's taking over the country. We have states' rights. We got to do things our own way. We can't have the fucking federal. He wouldn't say fucking, but we can't have the federal. It'd be great if you can get Pat Robertson with a hot mic. Oh, man, that would be so good. But now they're trying to come out. I
don't understand.
Well, no, what he said doesn't really make any sense.
Sanctuary cities are.
No, it does. He's
breaking the law, as in the governors were breaking the law.
His train of thought is basically tipped off the rail, and the wheels are just spinning in a field.
I didn't understand how Jim Crow.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
come into play. He was just trying to use an example of certain cities and states that were trying to keep segregation alive.
Right, but it's a really shitty comparison.
Very shitty.
And it doesn't work or fit.
He's almost done.
Okay. And he didn't even... Oh, he's not even fucking done?
No, we got like 20 more seconds, and that's where it's going to come in. Hang on.
Just that simple. And these guys, de Blasio and the mayor of Rahm Emanuel in Chicago and others, I mean,
they have such a hard
grandstanding. It's ridiculous. But sooner or later, they're going to have a reckoning. But what Trump says right now, I want to take people who are criminals, people who break the law, and I want to send them out of this country.
Yeah, because them being here as an illegal immigrant, that's a misdemeanor. That's a ticket. Someone overstaying their visa, that's not a felony.
No.
It's not a deportable offense. And these people would do well to remember fucking Ellis Island. They would do well to remember this shit. They would do well to remember what happened during fucking World War II when people were trying to escape the Nazis, when we turned people away.
But history is bad and wrong, and we can learn things from history, and learning things is bad.
Scary.
I refuse to learn something as long as them goddamn atheists are out there in the world.
Because learning things is liberal propaganda.
But we have voted in.
That made any sense? Like no, but
it didn't. Like no,
none of that made any fucking sense. It was just ramblings of a madman. Like that was just.
We voted in
brown people, brown people.
Yeah.
Obama, Trump.
States' rights.
Yeah, he's firmly on the okay, Grandpa.
Yeah, we have voted in the king of anti-intellectualism.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fuck, he was caught this week with the whole Ford Motor Company thing where I saved a plant. And Ford's like, no, we're still moving shit to Mexico and we weren't going to close that place, but okay.
Yeah. Well, and Ford's moving a plant back to the U.S. too. And that also had nothing to do with Trump.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. But no, he's going to take credit for it because he's a liar. You're a big fucking liar. Liar.
Liar face. Liar.
Too bad you can't just declare that in public. Well, that happened during the State of the Union with Obama. You know, you lie.
Yeah. Except it's only effective if the person is actually lying.
Yeah. Except they don't care about lies. They don't care about the truth.
No,
the right does not care about the truth. They haven't cared about the truth in a long goddamn time. Okay, so that's it for Pat Robertson. We're going to move on to
Grandpa Pat.
You know, it's amazing. We have, in the last week, we played on the Patron show. Me and Felicia did it together, where we talked about Glenn Beck and how he is suddenly starting to make sense. Like he's the only person on the right that has retained his morality. You know,
I don't even know what to do with this world anymore.
Because I mean, yes, he supported Ted Cruz, but that's because he realized when it came down to it between Ted Cruz and Trump that the only moral choice between the two of them was Ted fucking Cruz.
And that's
terrifying.
Is a scary fucking thought.
But the thing is that now that Trump is president and he fucking hated Trump, he's now like the right's poster boy, anti-Breitbart, like right-wing GOP guy. And it's amazing because I actually find myself agreeing with some of the shit he says, and I shouldn't be able to do that.
It's new to me.
Well, when he was on CNN, he actually made sense on some of the stuff that he said, but then he made the transition to Fox and he went completely out the fucking batty. And then he went to doing the Blaze and it got even fucking worse. And since Blaze is losing to Breitbart, now he's starting to pivot, you know, just like everybody does when their business model is failing, unless they're doing it as a hobby, you know, i.e. us. But anyway, Glenn Beck, let's hear what he has to say about Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon wants to burn it down. And you will, if you listen to this show, you will learn what he wants to replace it with. He's a nightmare.
We agree with you. Thank you for supporting our show. Yes, we will be talking about... What do you think about that, Glenn? Pause.
And he's the chief advisor to the president of the United States now.
That's disgusting.
Wow.
It's vile.
You know, if people really want to, in the press, would like to call Donald Trump a racist,
okay,
you might want to stop on that one and just spend a little time on Bannon. Because
definitely a
Bannon
racist, but that one does not preclude the other.
Yeah, just because one is more of one than the other.
Clear tie.
They both have clear ties to nationalists, white nationalists.
For the alt-right.
Yeah, he's built Breitbart as a platform for the alt-right. He is on record saying that. He's on record defining the alt-right. He knows what it is. He is a guy who has, he wants to tear this system down and replace it with a new system. He is a frightening, he is a terrifying man.
And I tend to agree with you there, Glenn.
Yeah.
He is a terrifying fucking human being. I don't know if it's going to get to the point where he tears down a system and replaces it with something else because...
Well, I mean, just because he wants to doesn't mean he can.
Yeah, because as I'm seeing with...
Well,
with Trump right now...
Well, your path to fascism.
Yes, but he is bringing in nothing...
He doesn't even have to tear down the system. That's the thing. He doesn't have to tear it down.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But the thing is, he
can work within the system.
He's hiring people mainly that are cronies. We already have cronies from... And the thing is like, people are quick to forget that Obama brought in a lot of people from Citigroup to be financial advisors and stuff. I'm not faulting him for that. I'm just saying that it was kind of shitty at the time. But the thing is, even with those people that he picked, they're nowhere near as bad as the cabinet that this guy's fucking picking.
Oh, yeah. No.
Fucking horrible. Surprisingly quick on that one. I don't think we have more to say about it. But yeah, Steve Bannon's a terrifying fucking man.
No, but oh fuck! Why
did we are watching?
Want to agree with Glenn Beck? God damn it!
I'm feeling ill right now.
It's all the wine. Just kidding. No, that makes me feel wonderful. Me. No, I'm not judging anybody. I haven't gotten Blotto on the show in a long time. That's coming up in the future, guaranteed.
Oh,
Anyway, we're going to move on to our next one. All right, I promise we're going to make this one kind of brief. But we have Gordon Klingenschmidt. Yes, pray in Jesus' name himself, Dr. Chaps. Because he was a chaplain in the military. And he's an elected official in fucking Colorado. It's disgusting that this guy can do a show like this with him being an elected official. If I got elected for a position, I would probably stop doing the show.
Yeah.
But God, if I was even running for office, I'd stop doing this show.
Be like, I disavow X. Can you please take all those episodes down until
I
at least after?
I wouldn't disavow shit. I would just be X. I love you, please. But here's the thing.
Can you do a global search and replace Felicia with Shmamisha?
I have had fantasies of running for public office for years, and then I worked on a campaign, and I saw what the candidate did, and I'm like, can I do background shit forever and just have my show? Like at the most, I would like to be a spokesperson, but like running for public office, you guys have no idea.
All I know is that somebody has all the episodes of the Red Light Roundtable out there somewhere.
Oh shit!
And that's going to preclude me or Kyle from running for any kind of public office ever.
Yeah, I'm sure those are going to come back to bite us in the ass someday.
This episode, I laughed heartily at jokes about Islam.
Yeah.
And
the regressive left will eat you alive on that shit. And I don't use that term that much, but it is true.
I've made enemies, you guys, and I mean, even before the show, I got some people who would love to see me burn.
I can't wait for the first YouTube beef we get with another channel. That's gonna be fun. Okay, let's see. We have... Oh, yeah, we were talking about Gordon Klingenschmidt, and we didn't even get to talk about him yet.
Yeah.
2 minutes in, we haven't even started. Here we go.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh.
Praise God for what just happened.
No.
Our country was spared from really, I think, a downfall of judgment where we would not have been able to protect children again in our lifetime.
This is
the
Janet
Second
Porter.
Amendment would have been a thing of the past.
Work for
but
children,
what we see now, because of the victory of Donald Trump, is that we're going to see pro-life and conservative justices put on the Supreme Court, on the federal courts. We're going to see, because we also won the House and the Senate, we're going to see Obamacare with an extremely good chance of being repealed and replaced.
No.
Third-party voters, are you listening to this shit right now? Are you listening right now?
This is what happens with your protest vote, people. This is what happens when you protest. I'm not going to vote. I don't like any of the candidates. Meh. This is what happens. You get a person gloating like this. They're grandstanding like a motherfucker.
You go ahead and grandstand, because you know what? That shit that you just railed off, that's not going to happen.
No.
Doesn't matter. Not going to happen.
I'm so fucking sick of people equating fetuses to the life of a person who already exists.
Right.
She is sacrificed. Her entire existence, her already living children, if they exist, are sacrificed. Like everything she is and embodies and does and works on is sacrificed to a potential life. And these motherfuckers act like they have the moral fucking high ground.
Well, because it's a baby. It's a baby.
But even without that moral fucking high ground, even without that, you know what, motherfuckers? It doesn't matter who you put on the Supreme Court. They cannot overturn Roe v. Wade.
There's no case that you can bring against it.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no case that you could bring against Roe v. Wade. And even if you did, you would have to go through the lower courts first. And the lower courts will rule
down. Yep.
They will rule against the current high court precedent.
And the best part about this is that even though they have a good chunk of the states and they have a good chunk of the Senate and everything, they don't have enough to overturn amendments. They don't have the ability to do that yet. If midterms happen and you guys don't fucking show up, that's what's going to happen.
Right. And there is no way, there is no possible way that a bill would pass to overturn Roe v. Wade through the House and the Senate.
Nope.
No, it's not going to happen.
Because too many of them have daughters. You know, too many of them are daughters. Too many of them are women that actually give a shit about women's reproductive
Right.
health. You can be
and there are-
conservative as fuck, but
even if they don't care, there are enough that understand the legal issues. You do not just pass a law to overturn a Supreme Court ruling.
But you guys have to understand, like, how, like, absolutely disgusting it is to me as a woman of childbearing age.
Yeah.
Just to even talk about how my life is forfeit. My existence is forfeit because of cells.
Yep.
Because of a potential life.
Well, because we want you to carry that to term, then turn it over to a Christian family. That's what we want you to do.
I'm sorry, you didn't realize that your little baby factory there was public domain?
But
I mean, everything else is yours, but you know that.
I need to find a new vagina. Any kind of. Sorry.
We have to know what's going on there.
We want a government so small that you could drown it in the bathtub, but small enough to also fit inside your cervix. You know.
Yes, that's their new slogan. A government small enough to fit inside a vagina to find out what's going on up there.
No. Not a
wait a
vagina.
minute.
Vaginas are stretchy. Vaginas are stretchy.
And they can take a beating.
The cervix is a motherfucker to get past. Let us be fucking clear.
Ask any lady that's had their annual exam.
No. We need a government.
No, darling. No.
I've seen the Q-tip. I've seen the size of that goddamn Q-tip they use.
That's just for the cervical mucus and for No,
I'm not talking about the biopsy. No.
Oh yeah.
No. And that's a scraping, and I've had a scraping as well.
But to get past it to put the IUD in,
that they had to actually open my cervix, and guess what? That fucking hurt.
Yeah, I don't imagine that would be comfortable.
Hey guys, listening that might be kind of squeamish about this shit. This is what's happening. If you feel oogie about this, you're not a good human being. Go fuck yourself.
No, suck it. This is my life, okay? This is what I live with on a daily fucking basis.
Hey guys,
Jesus Christ.
When you go get a vasectomy, they slice open your nutsack and they pull out the vas difference.
Oh God, no, ow, no,
I know. I'm just saying.
That doesn't make me feel.
It's clinical. I don't feel nothing. About it.
No. That's nothing to do with.
They slice the scrotum in a place where it's not particularly nerve sensitive. I mean, yes, there will be some bruising, but usually not much.
Yeah, ask my friend Ryan, and he said, "Yeah, it felt like he got kicked in the balls pretty hard."
I'm not a fan of the slicing.
You're a blood oogie kind of guy. That's right.
I don't. Yeah.
All right. So
I have to look away when I'm watching movies and they like slice.
Felicia's going to talk about the little metal forks, the whole Hellraiser forks
the prongs that stick into an incredibly sensitive area. Like you are not even like it is not a not tender area.
I've always wondered what roller coasters feel like as women.
They spread it open, and this thing is so tight that most sperm can't get through it. All right. This thing is just fucking locked the fuck down. And it is tight tendons and soft tissue. No, there's no bones there. And it's just like you do not believe. And then they open it up, and then your whole body responds with Jesus fucking Christ, abdominal cramps.
Alert.
Just all the abdominal cramps. Apparently we're shoving something out of us now.
Yes.
Apparently we're shoving a thing out of us now. And then they stick a thing inside
Kyle's
me.
just done. Look at him.
Then they stick a thing inside, and the thing is tiny. It's about an inch long. But it doesn't fucking matter because your uterus is only about an inch long, and your uterus is like, no, and your whole body is just like, and it doesn't come out because your cervix doesn't just open. It doesn't just open again.
I'm going to send this clip to Tom from Cogdis.
It's a month of your body just being like, fuck you, this doesn't go here, and then it's fine. But then like every month thereafter, it's like, fuck you again.
Like I said, I'm going to send this clip to Tom from Cogdis just so he can hear that an inch is not that bad. Anyway, let's fucking Gordon Klingenschmidt finish up here.
Placed. He's going to put the Iranian horrific nuke deal through the shredder. This is a
That
great
deal
day to be
kept
alive in America, and I just thank
happening.
God. That's the only thing I can do is praise God for giving us mercy, because it was an amazing, amazing night.
No,
What I believe what happened is
attempt-
in this election, what we saw is 40 years, 43 years to be more exact, of prayers to end abortion answered.
no.
What I believe
it's not
now
gonna
is
happen.
up to us is to take this opportunity and end abortion.
Are you going to let
We're
Gordon
going to be
talk?
introducing
Come
in
on.
Congress very soon.
I
I'll
want
be making
Gordon.
an announcement
Shut up.
shortly about a
Go make me a
federal
sandwich. Shut up.
heartbeat bill.
Shut up.
Imagine this,
Shut up.
Chaps, will you? That in
Chaps.
Congress, instead of talking about funding and regulation, only those things, we actually are talking about ending abortion for every child whose heartbeat can be heard, which will be nearly every child. And we'll probably shut down
Nearly
the
every
abortion
child?
industry because they won't be able to stay open for 5% of their business. And so I believe that we've just raised the bar. What we've been given is a green light. And man, I want to hit the gas pedal and floor it and go to fulfill what we have gotten a mandate from the evangelical voters and the voters of America to do. And I believe that with all of us joined together now, that we can make America righteous again.
Oh, you
All right, so
shit.
you fucking cunt. God damn it.
He does not get that word.
No, she does.
No, because that's all we got for this video. We didn't get Gordon. It's just this lady going on a fucking
Oh,
rant.
that was a lady? Oh, I thought for sure it was a dude.
Oh.
Like there's no judgment there.
No,
Like,
for me, I'm just laughing because she's like, we have a mandate.
No.
No, you don't.
You don't.
At least 3 million people, after all the votes are tallied in California, voted for Hillary.
More people voted for Hillary. But
that
even
doesn't mean you have a mandate.
that, those people were not voting on your little
one issue
fucking
platform that you got.
plans and ideals.
No.
No.
God damn, this one took a lot longer than I thought it would.
Oh.
I can talk about IUDs again.
We talk about IUDs and vasectomies. So cringe, why don't you? Cringe, you people that can't handle this shit.
I'm okay with the IUD thing. It's just
it's not as bad as it sounds.
Well,
no, I'm one of those weird fuckers that actually goes out and watches Dr. Pimple Popper. You know,
I can't do Dr. Pimple Popper, but I have actually watched open heart surgeries and I watched the IUD insertion videos. Like
this is fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm
Pimple
Spock.
Popper, like the Pimple Popper gives me the ugh. But like heart surgery and shit, I'm like, oh my god, he's holding a beating heart in his hand. It's so beautiful. Oh my god, it's amazing. Medical science is a miracle.
I want to be like, watch what I can do.
Yeah, I can't do that.
In a weird little bit of segue there. Do you remember the scene in Doctor Strange where he's pulling the bullet out of the dude's head?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm wondering if that had anything to do with maybe like Punisher or Luke Cage. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent. But that bullet was remarkably intact. Anyway, we'll get to that in geekery in a couple episodes coming up. Okay, that's it for that one. It wasn't even Gordon. I wanted my Gordon Klingenschmidt. I wanted pray in Jesus' name, guy. You know, no, we didn't get him.
No, I'm
all
sorry,
we got
you don't
was
get Dr.
Janet
Chaps
Porter.
tonight.
Ugh, God damn it. Who's next? Okay, last one that we have for you guys tonight is Teddy Shoebat. You might wonder who this guy is. He's the son of Walid Shoebat, which is not really saying much if you don't know who all these right-wing people are. But this is the guy that says, you know, people should be put to death for practicing yoga. This guy. Yeah, you're muted again, Felicia. That's the episode name. You're muted again, Felicia. No, I would never do that. Anyway, Teddy Shoebat, here we go.
So I must say, God bless Donald Trump, and may God guide him to do righteousness. May God guide him to do righteousness. I'm serious.
Okay.
May God guide him to do the things that I want him to do because I am my own God.
I'm just not okay. I'm not okay.
Can they not hear it in themselves when they're like, God has chosen him to do this thing that I agree with? Like, yeah, because you agree with it. That's exactly what God does every time. My God's the God of tits and wine. I drink and know things. Tyrion Lannister's the three of us. It
Seriously, we all have different skills. Those skills are knowing things and talking for a long time and drinking.
I honestly wish I didn't have to follow the politics that we live in. But the thing is, I've done it as long as I've like paid like fucking since Reagan's days and stuff like that. I mean, when Clinton was around, I was following politics because it denotes so much of what culture you live in.
So important. Mm-hmm. It's so important. And
That's
I know
important.
people are like,
it's just fucking fascinating too.
Yeah. What we do as a collective whole. Anyway, Teddy, let's see what he has to finish with.
And may God use him to get rid of abortion and to get rid of this disgusting homosexual agenda, to uproot abortion and homosexual agenda from this country, to purge this nation of this evil.
Did you guys get your newest updated copy of the homosexual agenda? I mean, I'm missing like the latest release notes. I don't think it's coming out yet.
The newest homosexual agenda is don't get killed.
Yeah.
How dare they? How dare they?
Don't.
You don't have the right to exist in my America. Yeah. Well, How dare you?
There was a little expose on, water-based lubricants, but that was
which are awesome. Astroglide's fucking great.
Water-based lubricants, safe from most sex toys.
Yeah, especially the STU version of the Fleshlight. Yes.
Your oil-based can erode the silicone. Just be aware.
Yeah.
So if you're in a pinch, go ahead and use the Vaseline, but make sure you get it all off of there. Otherwise, it's gonna.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard as fuck to wash it off. Just use lotion.
Just don't. Don't use the Vaseline. Just don't. No. You don't want that down there. You don't want that down there.
No, it's got no business being in your business.
I love how we take this anti-gay guy and we're like, butt plugs. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
Let's talk about butt plugs. What size do you use?
I can never
I'm up to a 7.
I can never take the knot. Anyway.
May he enact laws that will put sodomites to death.
No.
May he enact laws that will put abortionists to death.
No.
Amen.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I love how they're always like abortionists to death. Like that they always are blaming the women, right? Like the entire rhetoric is around blaming women for their sexuality and like you should keep your legs shut and all that fucking bullshit.
Hold an aspirin between your knees.
And then when it comes to like actual policy, they're like the abortionists are totally the ones doing it. Like women, like, oh God, women who don't have access to abortion have actually called clinics asking if they can douche with bleach. Like that's a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I wiped with the wrong kind of wet wipe one time and it burned. I can only imagine.
No. Yeah. When women lose access to birth control and
abortion,
safe abortion, they start doing dangerous things.
Women have been known to stab themselves in the uterus and drive themselves to the ER.
Yeah. There's that one picture. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a picture that made it into a newspaper where it showed a woman dead on the floor after trying to give herself an abortion in a hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I can't believe I don't remember what it is. I posted on the Utah Outcasts Facebook page.
People don't understand.
There's a history of it,
Like, I'm sorry, men in power, certain men in power don't understand the bodily implications of pregnancy. I've never been pregnant.
I know,
but
God, I mean, have you never watched Dirty Dancing, you asshole?
Okay, I'm gonna get real with you guys here for a second. After we had our first kid, the wife and I had this one amazing night where, like, afterward the next morning we're like, that probably is gonna result in a kid. So we got to the point where we're like, okay, well, just because we don't want that to happen, I'm gonna go to the pharmacy and get a Plan B.
Right, I've done that.
And fuck, it was expensive, man. First of all, it should not be that goddamn expensive for one pill.
I got 3.
Yeah, this one was just 1. It was like this really heavy fucking dose.
Oh,
anyway,
God, no, it was 3 for the just in case. But yes, it was expensive as fuck.
Yeah, and so we took it, and my wife beat herself up about it because she's been taught her whole life that the church is the church tells her you should feel bad if you're trying to do something like this, and I'm like, look, we're just taking safeguards to make sure that if something descends, it's not going to find purchase. So
here's where my anxiety came over. It was the side effects, and the side effects are fucking real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
They're intense. They are intense.
But the thing is, something like that is not going to be available if these kind of people get their way. Like, you're not going to have the option to go and be like, wow, let's
I will take the 3 days of crying over absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Over
a lifetime.
a lifetime of responsibility. Like, I've made my choices and I'm happy with them. Like, the reality is that I took Plan B when we had a condom mishap with my ex-husband, and it sucked.
Look, when you decide you don't want kids, you don't want kids. You know?
Yeah, and you know what? Here's something we have to realize about women in this is that they hold the burden right now.
Yeah.
And the burden that they hold is very real and severe.
Yeah. I don't know how we got to this portion with fucking Teddy Shoebat, but man, fuck this guy.
Well,
I think that's about how we can end it with is fuck you, Teddy Shoebat.
Yeah,
you want
Fuck you, Teddy Shoebat. Fuck you and your anti-abortion bullshit.
Well, it's not even just
Also,
anti.
abortion isn't a birth control, you piece of shit. Most women who get an abortion don't go and get another abortion. It's not a fucking birth control. It's a fucking desperate measure.
Oh shit! I'm pregnant again. Better go kill the babies. Yeah, that's not what happens.
Yeah,
that's not how this works. Most women don't want to even end up pregnant. Like, that's the fucking reality. We don't even want to start down that fucking road because then we have choices to fucking make.
Yeah,
indeed. So
it's and fuck you for saying you want to put people to death.
Yeah, let's go ahead and have a government that mandates putting people to death. We've already got them talking about rounding up the Islamic people. Fuck, man. That was quick. That was very fucking quick. That was disturbingly quick. Anyway, that's it. We're going to move into our rants, and we'll catch you guys in a second. This is Utah Outcasts. All right, welcome back, and this is the final segment of the show because we don't have interviews. It's just the three of us tonight, and honestly, that's when the show is the best, when it's just the Outcasts. I mean, it's always good to have interviews and other people's like point of views and everything, but it's just fun because we're your friends. I've heard from multiple people they like listening to the show because they feel like they're having a political discussion with buddies around the table and stuff. So anyway, it's actually fortunately time for rants on this episode. And I don't have one written this week, but Kyle has one written.
Oh, I do.
And he's going to get to it. So I'm going to yield the floor to Kyle, and here you go.
Okay. Sorry.
Hi, America.
I'm sorry. Hello. We're going to have a little talk. This is going to be fun. So we, as humans, we seem to have this insatiable urge to feel persecuted. And sometimes that feeling is completely valid, and sometimes it's overblown martyrdom, sometimes it's simple perception and self-fulfilling prophecy. Often the perceived persecution is a device of your own making. You're not persecuted, you're just an asshole. So tonight I want to address, in particular, the atheist persecution complex.
You're here.
Now, before I dive in, some persecution does exist. I acknowledge that. I understand that.
Fucking-lately.
People have lost homes, they've lost families, they have lost jobs, and in some very extreme cases, people have lost lives.
Mostly in third world countries.
But many other people have lost them for a very, very varying degree of reasons. So this is not exclusive to us. So what I'm talking about here really is the generalized persecution of a group of people, specifically our group of people, atheists. And yes, that does include as agnostics and non-believers by definition. You're all atheists. So the catalyst for this here was the recent interview with Bill Maher and President Obama. I had a lot of issues with that interview. Most of them come back to Bill Maher.
Sorry, I agree.
I agree.
I love him as a comedian and an entertainer, but I cringe. I just, from my toes to just cringe when he conducts any kind of an interview that's intended to be serious in any way, because he's not good at it. I mean, that's a very different rant about journalism versus entertainment for another time. But the part I really want to kind of focus in on, the part of the interview, a lot of us, when we all heard Bill Maher was going to actually be able to sit down with President Obama, we were all waiting for the topic of atheism and atheists to come up. So the point I wanted to focus on where Bill Maher confronted a sitting president about atheists in America and the way they're treated. It turned into kind of an absolute shit show for Bill Maher, though. But it starts out well enough. Bill Maher correctly points out how we as a group are underrepresented or just not represented at all in Congress.
Right.
It's a great point. True, it's verifiable, and it's something that's addressable. But then he follows that up, basically shits all over his own point by saying that we're just not included in the basket of diversity. I mean, first off, atheists as a group are a very diverse group.
Yeah.
Entirely. Remarkably.
So you can't really, it's just, and it's a very stupid statement because it immediately sets the tone of persecution. It's just entitled and privileged. Why aren't we treated like that, man?
Why aren't we as special as all the historically
special? So then President Barack Obama immediately questions and expresses his doubt that there is actually an active persecution of atheists. He actually says he doesn't see it. He doesn't think that there is active persecution of atheists in this country. That statement alone made a lot of people's heads explode. But he is absolutely right.
Thank you.
A minority of people treat atheists shitty.
A vast minority.
Yeah.
In fact,
it's just a very vocal minority is the problem.
And a minority of atheists treat other people shitty. That's it.
Yeah.
Some people are shitty.
Just look at the cesspool of YouTube atheism.
Oh, God.
God damn it.
Yeah. Simply because a Christian is an asshole to you doesn't mean you're being actively persecuted.
Look, I'm being persecuted by a lot of groups of Christians just for being a woman who says things.
Right. So, but persecution.
Shut up, woman.
The persecution on the scale that we're talking about here, it implies a systemic pattern that is pervasive in society.
I don't see it.
Yeah. Today, there's active persecution against Muslims, Hispanics, blacks, women,
trans people, person of color. Yeah.
Trans people. Especially gay trans people of color, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. Atheists don't really get to claim persecution here.
No.
Atheists claiming active persecution is the rough equivalent of accusing the 17-year-old kid at Wendy's of intentionally and maliciously fucking up your hamburger because he hates you. No, he's just a 17-year-old dick that doesn't give a shit about you or your food. That's it. It's not persecution.
Yeah, it's not systemic like everybody else has to deal with. It is mainly a one-off kind of thing. Yes, I understand your guys' idea of persecution may not match up with mine, but that's the thing, is that for the most part, people don't give a shit about your religion. And when they do, the atheism as a movement is more of a proactive instead of a reactive.
Yeah, absolutely. So getting back to the president and what he was saying. So he then goes on to acknowledge that the only place he can actually see an active bias is in the field of politics. He does recognize that, and so do we, but it's something that we can fix. Come back to that in a second. So
Fucking Barney Frank.
President Obama continues to say in this interview that he believes that the average American doesn't really care about the religious beliefs of other people. The average person just doesn't. And
they don't.
Yeah. And we should foster a culture in which people's religious beliefs, including atheists and agnostics, are respected. So remember that word, the respected word. And I'm going to come back to that in a minute. The problem emerges, and he goes on to say the problems emerge with fundamentalism, where you're not content to hold your own personal beliefs, but then insist that others share those beliefs and follow them. So that's something that applies to the religious and the atheist.
Yeah,
that's where that's where the problems come in. Not everybody has to agree with you. So to kind of paraphrase here, you're not persecuted because you're an atheist. Some people hold fundamentalist views, including atheists, and it causes problems for everyone. Everyone.
Yep.
So now coming back to what the president said about the beliefs of others being respected, in case you didn't actually hear the interview and the context of what he said, because I kind of paraphrased everything he said in a shitty way, because I didn't write down exact quotes and couldn't find a good transcript. No, I looked before I wrote this out. I was like, oh, let me find a transcript so I can get the exact quote right, but I couldn't find one. So go back and read the interview if you want to hear exactly what he said. So, but in case you didn't hear the quote, he's not referring to the respecting the belief, but the right to hold it. So it's the same thing that we talk about, respect the believer or the non-believer, not the belief or the non-belief.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't give a shit about your beliefs, but Jesus Christ, every human being deserves a modicum of respect and dignity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every person deserves to be listened to, at least at the very fucking least.
Yeah.
And I can make fun of you if I disregard your ridiculous ideals, but you at least deserve a platform.
Right. So in conclusion, congratulations. You're a member of a group that is not actively persecuted, but does have a problem in politics with an active bias.
Yeah.
So the question we have to ask is, how do we fix that? So the only way we can really fix that is just by coming out of the closet, encouraging other people to come out of the closet. Normalizing atheism is really the only way to fix that.
Yeah.
Just don't be an asshole about it. If someone's shitty to you, then they're just kind of a shitty person. Let it go and move on.
If they are actively challenging you, then engage them to the extent that you're comfortable. But honestly, you can walk away.
But I like my pedantry. I love it.
You can. You can. And if we actually encourage and foster that sense of it's okay. It doesn't make you good or bad to hold a certain set of beliefs. We judge people on what they do, not what they think. So if we can get to that point, the effect is that the biases that we see, particularly in politics with elected officials, will start to disappear.
Yeah.
You're going to see politicians that are not afraid to say that, oh yeah, I am an atheist, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It's a non-issue.
Which is all we're striving for,
Right.
Yeah, atheism is a non-issue, and that's all we give a shit about.
Right. And right now, we know there have to be atheists in Congress, in the Senate.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There have to be. Statistically, it's impossible that there is not. So we just
can't say it. That's the problem.
They can't say it. They can't say it because they think it's not okay to say it, because they don't think that they will get supported.
And also, It's not the same as being persecuted. So don't even go down that route.
Absolutely
not
not
active persecution.
No, it's not.
Persecution.
No, it's not. So most of this, what I'm trying to say is most of what you're seeing and feeling is kind of self-inflicted because we all spend so much time thinking that it's a problem, but it's not.
Yeah.
So fucking get over it. And I'm not in any way, shape, or form victim blaming anybody who actually was treated in a very unfair and shitty way.
This isn't Oppression Olympics.
Right. It's not an Oppression Olympics. Yes, I know some people have had a hard time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, good rant, Kyle. Appreciate that.
I ranted. Look at me.
But we do need to end it. So that does it for this week's episode. We're out to go record the Secret Patron Show. I know a lot of you guys are checking it out, but keep in mind that those episodes are like 6 months old. I'm so glad I went back and listened to a couple of them. Like, wow, the production value really did improve between then and. But if you want to hear the real current stuff, all it takes is a bucket episode, which you can contribute to us via patreon.com/Utah Outcasts. We went over all that at the beginning. So let's see. Catch us on our social media empire through comments on YouTube, voicemail, text mail, whatever else you want to hear us on, whatever else you want to get in contact with us on. Thanks to Felicia and Kyle for joining me this week. But sadly, this is the part where we must say to you guys, the Outcast will catch you again next week with a brand new episode. But until then, you're welcome.
Bonne nuit.
Good night, everybody.